Hi everyone, coming to you from my home, our home on this very wintry day, which I've been sitting in front of the fire, which has been epic. Okay, so I'm coming to you today to share with you this epic new resource that we have. So it's our new sales guide for wellness advocates. What I love about this guide is it is for the New Zealand and Australian market. So it kind of uses our wording a little bit. When we think about a guide though, and we think about having this here, that is what it is. It is a guide. So my advice to you is, well, what I've done is read the guide through sort of 3 or 4 times, and I've taken from it what is going to work for me and my business and adjusted things. So, I'm not really going to copy the scripting because we are all authentic. Just take it and take the little golden nuggets from it and make it your own. And remember to be working through those blocks around being a salesperson, and remembering that people are really buying an investment here. So when we can take it from that, it really transforms the way that we connect with people. So, it says at the start, sharing doTERRA products with your circle of influence can help them revolutionize their lives. So really fall back on what doTERRA has done for you and how the products have been so amazing for you. And the thing is, we really need to know what we're selling. So we can't be trying to sell something that we haven't used. So we really want to become a product of the product, which is amazing for our businesses, right? Because we have that personal experience. So the sales guide is our roadmap here to finding customers and building a residual income. You can get these online. So the SKUs there, and $31 New Zealand for a pack. You can also download online. So just like we can with the Empowered Success guides, I prefer to have them like this so that when I'm working with people, when I'm working with my builders, I can share it with them in that way. Yeah. So I'm just going to share a few little nuggets from people that have spoken at leadership. And really the biggest thing here is unlocking our potential. What is our gift? And are we prepared to go to the edge? Are we prepared to go to those places that expand us, that can often feel maybe like we're in unknown territory, but can often gift others the most beautiful gifts that we don't want to be holding back, I love this. So the world is divided into 2 kinds of people. The people who are fearful and can't move ahead. And the people who are fearful and take their fear with them and do it anyway. So we're always going to experience fear. And what I loved at leadership was, a lot of the leaders who have been in this game for a long time and have built really solid businesses, they all feel fear. So it's not that we don't feel it, it's that we see it and we perceive it in a different way. And we talked about empathy, right? So empathy, and when we are connecting with others, So what empathy is the ability to experience and understand what other people are feeling, But we really maintain that clear discernment about our own and their feelings and perspectives, right? So it's like not becoming attached to somebody's story. So not allowing them to become the victim, where they are stuck in the cycle of poor me, this is what's happened to me, but actually listening with empathy and saying, wow, that sounds tough. I can see you're in in this place at the moment, and really shifting out of that. So I think what a lot of people do is they enable people because they keep them in their stories, right? But we really have a role, and moving to that next step, which is compassion. So compassion may be defined as the capacity to be attentive to the experience of others, to wish the best for others, and to sense what will truly serve others. So I guess that's about us when we're looking at their situation and we're really listening to them with empathy, but we're actually saying to them, okay, you're down in this hole. What could help you? What tools could you have? How can I support you? Giving them a roadmap, but in an empowering way, so that they can actually find the way out of there and find the light. Which I really love that. As a coach, that's how I work. So having compassion for others frees us from fearing, So it turns our attention outward, and I love this. So it expands our perspective, making our own problems part of something that are bigger than us, and that we're all into this together. So to me, what that means is that we, rather than stopping ourselves with fear, and living in our own kind of stories, we come from this place of deep meaning, and really, really wanting to support others in finding a way out, and it's larger than us. So it comes back to that I am here to serve, rather than I am here selfishly for me. So it's looking outside of yourself and really helping people. Now, in our businesses, we really need to become remarkable, right? Because the truth is we are all selling an epic product, but what sets us apart is that we are individual. So there will be people that are drawn to you, and there will be people that are drawn to me or somebody else. So how can we make that experience for our customers really remarkable? And I guess it's about paying attention to them. So really listening to them, rather than thinking that we have all the answers. Actually just really listening. And as you listen, using the right questions to actually find a problem that is worth solving for them. How much do they want to shift? And how can we be a support person in that? What solutions may we have that we could offer and share to them? And really coming from that ego space to the empathy and compassion. So rather than being in that space of it being all about you kind of thing, or all about us, just shifting away from that and actually just putting them in the spotlight, not being like, okay, yeah, my life's this too, blah, 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 like I'm down in the hole with you. It's really coming above that. And when you do, you really raise your vibration, and you actually shift and transcend out of what is keeping you stuck on your journey as well. Yeah, I love this. So most companies, because seriously, we have businesses here. This is our business, so we have to start looking at it like that. Whether we're just starting in doTERRA or we've been in it for some time, most companies and products and startups fail because of unexamined assumptions and unconscious bias. So that's when we make an assumption about somebody else. So they might come to us and say, I don't know, they've got marriage issues, they've got something's going on with somebody's child. So we instantly, based on our own experiences, we instantly either say, yeah, we get it. We know that story. We've been down that road. This is what you need, We're really just assuming based on our own experience. So we should never assume to know what somebody else is walking. We should never assume to know their path. And what would be really powerful is asking more questions, and not actually actually being aware of what our limits are and what our beliefs are, because we could discount something because it hasn't happened to us, or we could make something mean something else because it has happened to us, where that may not be the experience that that person is having. So we really need to transcend our own stuff and really focus on the people that we're serving. So what we have when we are selling anything, we've been selling our entire lives. I think I shared this in the last video. We've been selling since we were birthed. We've been selling ourselves to get fed, to be picked up, to be cuddled. We've been selling ourselves in all ways. And really what we are actually doing here is we are actually making an impression on our circle of influence. So we have certain people around us that we influence because we connect with them and they connect with us. So they're drawn to us and we're drawn to them. We're on their vibration. And so what they do is people follow people who they know, like, and trust. Yeah. So don't think that because somebody goes with somebody else that means anything about yourself. It's just that they align with that person more. So can you take yourself back to a time when you felt really heard? I know I've felt unheard throughout my experiences, and in recent times more heard. And it's really, really powerful when someone listens to us. We actually remember that really leaves that lasting impression, yeah? And, you know, you might not even be selling doTERRA. You might just be helping somebody along their journey. And that's happened to me along the way. And, you know, doTERRA hasn't even come into it. And so I may have helped people through the other work that I do, or just being there, just being who I am. And then they might come back to me in 2 years' time and say, hey, you know, can you help me with the oils? And so it's something that just manifests in the most organic way. And that's what I love about just being there for people in the way that they need it. So most people do not listen with the intent to understand. Yeah, they listen with the intent to reply. And I think that is so true for so many of us. And I love that. And I love that they share that at leadership, because it's really gotten me clear back into that space. That, you know, I really want to listen. I really want to listen. I don't have to have all the answers. I can just listen, yeah, and feed back to that person what I'm hearing, and am I understanding them right, in the right way? So here's some questions that might help you learn more. Please is great to enhance these questions. So, you know, when someone's explaining something to you, can you please explain that further? Can you please say more about that? Can you please help me understand? Can you elaborate on that? Those questions kind of open it up so that people will share more, so that we can actually understand what they need. We want to know how they feel about it. What do you mean by that? And what is your actual biggest concern around that? So listeners build relationships, and it's so true. And active listening actually drives our sales. Yeah, that is actually at the foundation of our sales. So throughout the guide, you'll see pipes, which is prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. Yeah. So the sales process follows pipes through. So, you know, have a look through the guide and take from it what you need. But yeah, using powerful language and really enhances your message. So that's on this page here. So yeah, so I love this. Less effective is I sell essential oils. More effective, yeah, which is quite similar to mine actually. It's like they took it and put it on the page. I help women become the best versions of themselves by using plant-based solutions to support their lifestyle and wellness. Yeah. I love this. You don't have to buy anything. I've heard that before. Like, I'll go to do a share for someone and they'll sit down and they'll tell their people, oh, you don't have to buy anything. It's like we're embarrassed or something about what we're sharing, which is absolutely amazing, you know. So, you know, rather than that, we can say at the end of the class, I'll show you how to get these oils into your home and help you pick out the best oils for you and your family. Yeah. So rather than let's book an appointment, hey, let's set up a time to visit for a few minutes, you know. Just changing our language can really help things flow more for us and help us be more natural, yeah? Okay, so instead of this, which I've heard so many times, oh, you should be using oils. Do you know that peppermint is good for this, lavender is good for that, and lemon is good for that, and blah, 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 blah. And people are like, oh my God, what is this lady, this crazy oil lady, you know? So what I love, and I've done this before too, so like someone will be sharing some symptom that's going on for them, and I've actually said to them, what essential oils have you tried? You know, and they're just like, oh, what do you mean? Oh, I don't have essential oils, or they might be, you know, it really opens that conversation. So you're actually assuming that, hey, you would have essential oils because essential oils really support you throughout life's ups and downs, yeah? So rather than, what does this say? Can you like to come to my, it probably means, would you like to come to my essential oil workshop? So instead of that, saying to someone, you know, you mentioned you've been having problems sleeping. I'm having an information night soon, and I think you'd really find some benefit. Can I save you a spot for the evening? I found that one really powerful. Can I save you a spot? It makes people feel really special, you know. And when you're sharing, don't be saying if you get these essential oils, yeah? It's more like when you get these essential oils, or when you're going to bed at night, you're going to have lavender beside your bedside table. So you're actually talking to them in a way that they've got the oils and this is what's going to be happening for them, yeah? And rather than saying, did you want to get some oils today? Something like, how can I get you started today? Or how can I help you enroll? So what you're actually doing is you're showing them that you are just the support for them, but you're there to help them in that journey, yeah? I love this from our Jessie. You are the most important ingredient. Lead with you. And I think we've said this the entire way along in our journeys. People are buying us, you know. These oils are epic anyway. They're going to sell. So it's us. So just step into who you really are. And don't try and follow somebody else or, you know, regurgitate somebody else's language, because the truth is, it won't align, yeah? So say if you are just repeating what someone else has said without really coming into your heart space, it actually comes out, it doesn't sound right. It just, the intention behind it, there's something missing in the energy. So just be you, because, I mean, we want to see you because you are the one shining, yeah? Okay, so the clothes. These are Jessie's Soul Sparks, and I really like them. Yeah, if I practice the skill of closing, that makes me salesy. So the truth is, I'm practicing my ability to help people make a decision, yeah, that is best for them. It's not about selling them something. It's about them making a decision that can really enhance their life, yeah? So choose what you love and what gives you the best results. So if one-on-ones are your jam, then do that. You know, have a look at where you've had the most success and go there, yeah? So 70% is listening and asking more questions. So we got to zip this quite a lot of the time, yeah? And what works for me or what works for Jessie necessarily may not work for you. So it's about actually practicing and doing more classes, getting out there, doing the action so that you're like, oh, that went really not so well, or that went epic. I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to work on enhancing that, you know. So yeah, preparing for success with a really powerful closing and sales framework. So there's a little bit in the book about that as well, that you guys can go through in your own time. Yeah, clutter smothers, simplicity breeds. So, you know, try not to be using, you know, don't talk about LRP. They don't know what the LRP is. Don't be talking about all the specifics of the LRP. Just mention a few, you know, simple words like, you know, being the monthly program is epic and you have an ability to earn free oils. You know, and that opens up the question that when you go around, you can talk to them more about that. And rather than just like spewing all this information out to them, just keep it really simplistic. What is your energy and posture asking someone, for their credit card information? So, and this is a big one. Like, a lot of people don't like to ask for the credit card. So are you like, oh, can you just put your credit card number there? Or are you actually like proud of this? They're buying something, and to exchange, you're going to need their credit card. So have a look at your energy and your posture around that. Talking about incentives and promotions over and above what doTERRA offers. I mean, doTERRA have amazing incentives anyway. And we kind of talked into this, and at the lower ranks, we shouldn't really be offering incentives unless it's like the wild orange, you know, that we get in the empowerment kit. But not huge incentives, because the thing is you're going to have to follow that through your whole entire doTERRA journey. Maybe when you're getting up to diamond, then you can do like an incentive campaign. I mean, it's totally up to you guys, but just think of our product. We don't want to devalue it too much, and by offering too many big incentives, it's kind of saying, well, this product's not this good, and I have to give you this so that you will come on board. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, surprise and delight is amazing. So I'm going to start doing this. So instead of saying when you enroll, you get this free kit from me, and in this kit you got your wild orange and your samples, and it's epic, rather than saying that, I'm just going to surprise people now. So after they've enrolled, when I pop around for their wellness consult, I'm going to bring them their little gift, and I think that'll be really amazing for them. So the lie around enrolling, my business isn't growing because my leaders aren't enrolling. Wrong. If you're relying on your leaders to expand your business, then you're doing this business, or you're having the wrong perception around that. The truth is, everything in our businesses can be figured out if we keep enrolling, yeah? So it's not about, oh, we've been enrolling so much, it's now someone else's turn. No, the leaders, they enroll, they keep enrolling. Presidential Diamonds, they keep enrolling. It's our job to be looking after our rank in our business. And the truth is, rather than thinking that our leaders work for us, we're working for them. We're helping them grow their businesses too. So, you know, come away from that thought of, oh, my leaders aren't doing this or my leaders aren't doing that. Because the truth is, we are all responsible for our own businesses. And everything else is a bonus, right? So answer objections. Oh yeah, I hear this so much. So they won't buy because whatever reasons, like there's so many reasons. I would actually look into what are the common objections that you get, yeah? Because it will say a lot about ourselves rather than the people that we are working with, yeah? So turn that around and think, what is my belief around that? Where am I blocked? Where am I energetically blocked there, yeah? So choose the thought, I'm ready to teach, to listen, and to help everyone who's ready to get started with doTERRA today. Because the truth is, just because it's no today doesn't mean that it's no tomorrow in 10 years' time. And, you know, sometimes it can take up to 8 interactions before somebody actually steps forward. And so that's not about 8 interactions of, are you ready to buy your kit? Are you ready to buy your kit? No, that's like, how are you going? How's the family going? Carrying on your conversation that you might have had before. Oh my God, I've got a low battery. Okay, I'll just go down and get my charger. Wow, it's absolutely pouring down here. Thank you so much for waiting for me. Whenever I do these videos, it's always like a last minute thing because, like, you know, Beefo just got home and I was like, right, I'll just run upstairs and do this video. That's how I do my business, because I'm often with the kiddies. All right, so gather referrals. Oh yeah, so the truth is, I've already asked them to buy. I can't ask for anything else. But the thing is, you're a solutions provider. So what exchange could happen so that we provide a solution for this person and we expand our network? So this comes into play when you're working with people that definitely don't want to do any sharing or anything like that, but they have people in their network that could really use these oils and that could really benefit from that. So, don't be afraid to ask people for referrals. You're offering them an amazing service. And I always like to say, look, if you've had a really good experience with me and you've found that, this is really going to support your family, if there's anyone else I would love to help them too, you know? So yeah, don't be afraid with that. Oh, this is just talking about the follow-up. So, you know, when we're following up before enrollment and after enrollment, the little drops are giving value, yeah? So what kind of value have we given them along the way? That could have been empathy, that could have been, I don't know, anything. They've got a newborn baby, so we drop them off some kai. So think about giving value in ways that go beyond the oils, you know, just actually building that beautiful connection with our friends and our family and the people that have been put beautifully on our path. Yeah, this was just a case study on beautiful Diamond, mother of 3. Oh, Yarrow Palm fanatic. Sorry, the photos are a bit dodgy because they're up on the screen. Now, she's a solid diamond. She does monthly a minimum to 3 to 5 workshops. She does a minimum. This is minimum, okay? So she could be some months enrolling 10 people. 3 to 5 personal enrollments. She knows her strengths, so it's really good for us to know what our strengths are. And if you haven't done the Gallup's strengths test, I would highly recommend it. I just redid mine recently because mine have changed. So, because I knew that I'd really shifted. So mine used to be responsibility, relator, positivity, empathy, and achiever. I'm now a futuristic, responsibility, that's still in there, relator is still in there, connectiveness, and I'm a learner. So there's been a bit of a shift there for me. So if you want to look at redoing it, you could do that as well. She always shows up. That's definitely me. Variety, creativity. So she brings creativity and she brings that flavour into her classes. Yeah. Her keys to success is consistency, and she leads by example. So working with your leaders to develop them, but first and foremost, leading by example. Do not expect your team to do what you're not doing. That's definitely the foundation for me. I would never ask anybody to do anything that I'm not fully showing up in myself. Aren't these cool, these little nuggets that we've brought back? Like, when I was there, all I was thinking about was sharing. And then when I got back, I was like, okay, I've got to share all this. Now I'm thinking, okay, I've got to share this, but I've also got to, you know, start merging some of this in my own business. So yeah, I'm so eager to share that I sometimes forget about my own business, and that's where my boundaries come in. I have to think, okay, what's going to add value for my business too? So this was Paul, double diamond, Paul and Vanessa Jean. So yeah, I love this. So he's worked out there's 7 areas of human concern, especially in our business, but mostly in life. Body discomfort, hormone support, immune support, sleep, energy and vitality, mental and emotional, and weight loss. So if you can become really au fait with those human concerns and, you know, finding out what really works best in those areas, then you've got a really good foundation for when you're talking to any human being, yeah, to be able to offer really beautiful, solid solutions. Oh, okay, we've gone back to Jessie's. Sorry, the slides must be mixed up. Step 7, answer objections. So Jessie doesn't get objections anymore, ever. So she said, you know, look at why do you get objections? What's your belief out of 10 in what you're selling? That's a big one, and not just your belief in what you're selling, but your belief in doTERRA and the co-impact sourcing, the healing hands, all those things. Like, how deep are your roots is what I would say there. And if you look around, if you look at your leaders, the ones who are really grounded in this are very, very positive. So if something kind of goes wrong, or, you know, with an order or something like that, they come from this really positive mindset because they know deep in their heart, like I do, that doTERRA have our best interests at heart. So it's like somebody is just so rooted in that, you know. So you will really support. It's like your family, right? You really support. If someone says anything negative about your family, you really support them because you know their intention around things, yeah, most of the time. So yeah, so that's That's just something, yeah. So create a pre-written frequently asked questions. Yeah, that's a cool idea. So having that and when you do a share, or just having that on a A4, so that if somebody, asks you questions, you can kind of refer them to that in the class, which is quite powerful, I guess. Okay, so this was Paul, yeah. So we're really looking at courageous leadership here. So what happens when we're in fear? Well, we have those anxious feelings and we're stuck in self-doubt. That's a big one, hey? We're in that victim mentality. So, oh, this didn't work, or I don't know, nothing's working. I went in my back office, isn't working. I had a class, no one turned up. Like never ever seeing the little golden nuggets of anything, just always being in that poor me kind of place. So there's a lack of movement in life, in their business and in their relationships. There's no self-trust, and they're unable to ever see a win-win, and they are always attached to the outcome. So rather than just flowing with it, And then as you're shifting back to becoming a courageous leader, you are kind of indifference. You can't make a choice. You're kind of on the fence. So you're kind of in fear, but you haven't shifted forward. You're kind of just sitting in no action type thing. And then, I haven't got the courageous. Hopefully it comes up. I love this. So, we say that we're not selling things, but we are. And so many people are selling their souls, yeah? To sell your soul is the easiest thing in the world. That's what most people do every hour of their lives. My invitation, so this is Paul and Vanessa Jean, their invitation to us is, will you invest your soul, your heart, and live free? Hell yeah, I'm breaking those chains. I've broken those chains, living a life of freedom and expansion and joy. Who wouldn't want a drop of that, hey? Okay, and he's courageous. Excited, yes. Totally feel that. Service mentality, always. So, always serving others. It doesn't matter who, where, what, whose team they're on. It doesn't matter. Serving others, yeah? Forward movement in life and in business. Always moving forward, always creating momentum, always pivoting when we need to pivot, yeah? Having trust in self. So trusting yourself, trusting that this path that you've laid out for yourself, that you have everything you need on this path, yeah? Seeing that win-win in every situation and absolutely no attachment to the outcome, yeah? So if they didn't enroll, they didn't enroll. Well, they didn't enroll today, they'll enroll another day. They're going to enroll with someone else, all good. Just flow with that. Just learn to become, I don't know, put your cypress on and put your wintergreen, vibrant wintergreen on, and just start to flow with that. It's all good. Yeah, so these are the kind of things that weigh us down, yeah? Excuses. Wow, that's a big one. I can't do this because of this. Like, we actually spend more time talking about our excuses than we could have actually moved forward, Feeling overwhelmed, in fear, false evidence appearing real, yeah? Face everything and rise. And then all of our stories, yeah? Those stories that we hold on to, those stories that have brought us to where we are. Yes, wonderful, but don't let them define you. Don't let them define you at all. Break free from those. So when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Leaders must either invest a reasonable amount of time attending to the fears and feelings, yeah? So looking at them, and being honest and being really transparent about where you're at. Talk to your leaders, talk into those fears, go to that place. Or what happens is you squander an unreasonable amount of time trying to manage ineffective and unproductive behavior. Brene Brown, very true. Yeah. Spend a lot of time being triggered, which is never fun. We must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Oh, this has been so true for me. So, you know, I'll think, oh, I'm going this way and I've got a plan to there, and then it's always different. It always takes me somewhere else, but that's exactly where I'm meant to be. And like the journey and going to that place is just providing me with so many gifts along the way. So, you know, just learning to just flow with that. Building trust, this is a really, really big one. And I've found ever since I have been more customer focused, so rather than just like keep going and keep enrolling people, I've really taken a step back. I'm really trying to build those connections and that trust with people, so that they can kind of depend on me. And the other thing I would do is, and they suggested for us to do, which I've done, connected with a few of our leaders so far, is actually asking your leaders, do they trust you? Straight up. Because the thing is, if they don't trust you and they don't have the belief that you have their back type thing, or that you are completely integral and that you've got a bigger picture around this, then it will be very hard to co-create together. So look into that. Be really amazing. That's us. We are all done. Stop that share. So yeah, so that's a little bit around sales. Hopefully you learned some amazing things. There's a lot more in this book for you to go through. So a lot of good nighttime reading, and take the soul sparks. And yeah, I love this from Greg Cook, our executive founder. When you share doTERRA products, you bring hope and wellness to the people you love, to your community, and ultimately the world. Selling the doTERRA way is about service, one drop at a time and one person at a time. We are serving the world with wellness solutions. So make sure that you keep stepping into this. Look at me, I'm like total winter Willies here. Make sure you keep stepping into this. Make sure you keep growing and giving people the opportunity for this, because, you know, we would all be gutted if we didn't have doTERRA in our life. We would be absolutely like so mad if the person that shared doTERRA with us never did. So keep shining, beauties. Much love. Namaste.